Alright, good morning friends, Romans, countrymen. So, some Silent Hill news actually. First and foremost, there's the Silent Hill 2 PS5 remake combat trailer, which was shown at State of Play. And the monsters look a little bit different. Like the mannequins look like they have some bandages or some changes, the lying figures and the mannequins look less shiny, I think, than in Part 2. The updated nurses, we already saw those, because Ito posted them on Twitter some time ago. Otherwise, supposedly, they've been saying that they're going to keep things as much the same as possible, but who knows? I mean, people have also pointed out that there's a wall that says "Reap what you sow," which is obviously, changed and was not in the first game, or was not in Silent Hill 2. So some things are changed, obviously. So I imagine maybe the memos, graffiti, things like that, probably. And one thing I do hate is that it shows QuickTime events, which I really just don't like them at all. Whereas things like the jumping between the apartment buildings and other environmental things look fairly nice, I guess. It's been suggested, in this trailer that they've made James look younger, and that's perhaps due to fan reactions. And I don't envy game devs putting up with the fan base at all, honestly. And I remember before Homecoming was released, there were some magazine spreads about it, and fans complained that the characters were too good looking and looked like supermodels, so they made them, I don't know, plainer looking. Alex and Elle, anyway, in the final game. And there's no release date still, but you can wish list it for PS5. And it's only like a minute and a half, so there's really not a whole lot to be said about it, I don't think. But meanwhile, also at State of Play, the short message, also for PS5, was announced that it was available for free download on the PS5 store, which is interesting, especially since there's so much monetization in Ascension. Honestly, I gave up on modern consoles after PT was deleted from the PS4 store. And there's just, like, nothing about PS5 that makes me want to buy it at the moment. So I've just been watching, like, other people's videos. And a lot of the earlier games were set in the past. Like, Silent Hill 1 has VCRs and is in the 80s, and cassette tapes are in 3 and 4. But then, of course, Shattered Memories had a cell phone, which featured very prominently in the game. So Harry could use it for many things. Keeping track of memos, voicemails, phone calls. You could see ghosts with a camera. And you could even take photos of, whatever you wanted to in the game for future reference. Perhaps puzzle clues and things. But the phone in the short message seems like kind of nerfed in comparison. Which is sad because, you'd think you would get more features and such. The story seems fine from what I've seen of others playing, and I've watched most of Nub Zombie's videos about this. I also watched my brother's playthrough, which doesn't have commentary. But again, I don't have a PS5, so that's as close as I'm getting at this point. Big Iron Riot has suggested it lacks a bit of subtlety in the storytelling, and I think I'd agree with that. And also, in the sense of things being modern, it mentions COVID-19, so it's clearly supposed to be in the past few years. And the other thing that Big Iron Riot said that I agreed with is that it's, for the new fans, which, I think the same as the Silent Hill 2 remake. I have the original on PC and PS2, and I can play the fan-made enhanced PC version, and I just don't give two shits about photorealism in games. If I wanted photorealism, I would watch a live-action film, I guess. Which I don't think we've heard a lot of return for Silent Hill, have we, recently? But anyway, back to the short message. It also seems very young person-based, of course, so, maybe they're trying for the younger audiences there as well. And it's set in Germany, which is weird because that's not where Silent Hill is. And I made some notes from when I was watching Nub Zombie's video. He mentions how it snaps to everything, which is not a thing that happened before. Like you press action from across the room and looking the other direction, and a door 10 feet away, opens, you just snap to it. And this could be an accessibility feature, because I remember when I was taking game development classes, they're like, well, you can add extra visuals like an eye on things that you're supposed to look at, or extra sounds, and that's, for hearing or visually impaired people, you can, that makes it easier for them. But I also feel like those things should be able to be turned off or not, off or on. So there are eyeball icons on things you should look at, which could be, again, an accessibility thing. And it seems like you can't interact with a lot, but again, I haven't played it. I'm just like, this is my observations from watching other people. And there's a doll in a shopping cart, and that seems to be a nod to the gun in Silent Hill 2. There's also like a tarot card scene, which brings us back to Silent Hill 3. And some things seem to have like an angsty teen vibe. The idea of the monster and the graffiti art seemed to be interesting enough. So, I mean, it seems fine and it's free, so I don't think you can complain about that. And on the topic of Ascension, I have not looked at it at all since I made the last video about it, which was like November. But I just saw an email and it says there's Ascension merch, and it has like a t-shirt that says it's trauma, and there's like a coffee mug, and it's all like goofy looking, and I don't know, it seems stupid and embarrassing to me. And other than that, I've updated the site a bunch and sort of moved things around on the forums, and some people have been asking me, do I have this program or that program? And if you go to silenthillcommunity.com/Alchemilla and look at the modding page or the files page, the modding page has more. If you look at those, that's everything I have copies of, which is now up there. And somebody asked me something about the Silent Hill 2 or the Silent Hill 4 plates puzzle, since I had made, hold on. Well, I had made different versions of those and asked, where did I get the better quality graphics, scans of those, and the answer is there are no in-game scans of those, or in-game graphics of those that are good quality. They're like 100 pixels or something. So I had to like make it from scratch with drawing with a Sharpie. So anyway, if you do want the Silent Hill 4 textures, all the ones ripped from the game, I remembered to upload that and put that on both the files page and the modding page near the bottom. And since it costs like hundreds of dollars to keep the sites up per year, I also have like some merch boxes on the Etsy, like birthday cards, wristbands, pieces of the 35mm trailer, stickers, decals and iron-ons. I was trying the iron-ons, and so here's my backpack with one of those. That's a vinyl iron-on. So I have those up now. And in-game puzzles and items and health drinks. I have one around. No, I'll figure that out later. But yeah, I have a bunch of those things up on the Etsy. And there's also the Patreon, and you can follow the site on Facebook and Twitter, though I don't really update Twitter much. And I'll probably update here more. But thanks for watching. Feel free to add your own input in the comments. And later, friends. I've been like busy with work, so I haven't been able to update much until like right now.